Welcome everyone to Pot Sketches Characters, where I teach you how to draw people. So today is going to be kind of a part 2 of drawing faces. There was a couple details that I didn't hit on in the previous video, and the previous video was getting to be 30 minutes long, so I felt like I needed to cover a couple details that I missed before. So we're going to draw a face real quick. Draw our head, our two lines, draw where our faces, or where our head is going to be, and where our face and our nose and our lips. Let's work in our lips real quick. Our nose, where our nose is going to be, our eyebrows, draw our eyes. And our ears, where they're going to be. And so what I wanted to cover today was beards and how beards are a little bit similar to eyebrows. So if you want really thin eyebrows, if you want really thick eyebrows, there's certain techniques that actually apply to beards as well. And then we're going to be covering how to turn the face to the side, right, or the left. So if you're drawing eyebrows, for example, let's bring this down a little bit. A very thin eyebrow, like I covered before, would be just a couple lines and then kind of like a line out that I would kind of darken in, maybe just add some stuff like that. But if we wanted to do thicker eyebrows, we could do lines like so, more lines than we did before, make it a little bit bushier. But if you want incredibly bushy, you could actually just do one single oval shape, I guess you could call it, because everything is pretty much like an oval shape or straight lines in one way or another. You could do just a straight line where the eyebrow is going to be, and you could literally just draw in the eyebrow like so and make it just one piece. And then when you go to shade and color this, you can add in where the textures and different things are going to be. So add like a couple things here, a little bit of darkness on the side, and I can go through and I can kind of just fill in, like if our light was coming from this direction, we would have kind of like a shade right here. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you have thin, you have bushy, and then you have incredibly bushy, where it could just be one single object. You could just draw it as one thing. And the same thing goes with beards. You can draw beards thin, like so. Let me move this over just a little bit. Right about there. Okay. You could draw thin beards like so, with just lines going down and out away into the chin. So you could have thin beards. You could also just do stubble like so, or you could just fill in where the beard is going to be by just shading it. So it's just a stubbly beard. So there's a little bit of beard there, but not much. But then you could also do one single unit where it's a bigger beard, and you could just go down from where the sideburns would be and just draw one big huge unit like so, and make it one big beard, and then just fill it in as you want. Draw lines here like so, going around the lip, so it's a lot thicker. So let's pull this over here a bit and do another face so that you can see it a little bit better. We have our chin there. This is where our lips are going to be. You don't even need to draw in the lips depending on the thickness of the beard. You literally could just draw a line going up into the sideburns. This would be where the ears are. And then you could come out here and you could add some scruffiness if you want to. Come out like so. And then there's your beard, and you could literally go like this. And then have an underlip right here. And then you can see that this is where, and we'll draw bushy eyebrows. Like so. And so it can just be one single object. And then with the bottom lip showing right there. And then you could go more like an anime style, where we could draw a one single unit like so, with no lip at all. And then draw our beard coming in like this into the sideburns, and bring it down like this, and draw one big beard. And then you can also fill in things like so, like you have one unit and you can put units on top. Like if you want him to have beads or braids or whatever you want, you can actually just add them in somewhere. Make a little bit of a bushiness going on here, and then like so. Just as like an idea. You don't want it to just be one bushy beard. And then you can do wizard stuff. You can elongate the sides a lot more. You can make this really long, and you could add more scruffiness as the curve comes down. You can kind of bring it all in. Just make some spikes. And make it just one single unit. But then we're going to get to side facing. That's the next thing we're going to work on. Come over here and draw your circle like you always do. Your face is going to be facing that way. So we're going to want this to come down, and then we're going to have a prominent jawline, and you're not going to see the jawline on this side because they're looking this way. We draw our ear where it's going to be, and then we draw, instead of our line going down the middle, it's going to be over here. And so we know that our side is going to have to come out like this and go in where the circle is. So the bottom of the circle, when it's coming in, you know that's where the eye is going to be, right here. So we're going to come in with the eyebrow, make a little bit of a cheekbone here, and then come straight down, kind of go in and then out like this. Now we got our face. And then we bring our eyebrow in to where we drew the line right here. This line, that's where it's going to stop. And then instead of our nose being like so, it's going to be sticking out towards this way because our face is that way. So we're going to actually come down in like this, and we're going to bring our nose out here like so. This is where our nose is going to be. This is the position of our nose. Same with the lips. The lips are actually, the curve is going to start where that line is that you drew straight down through. So our curve is right here. Our lips are going to go to the end of the face and then come back in. And our lip is going to drop down in here. And we're going to bring our lip out here. It's going to be much, much longer than the other side. So shorter on this side, longer on this side. And that's where our face is looking. And then fill in our eye, and then our eyebrow. We're going to be coming in like this, and then this is where the eyebrow is going to stop. It's going to come out kind of like so. And this is where our cheek is. And then coming down in like so. And then our eye position right here. This is where our eye is going to be. Like so. And then we're going to have to fix our head a little bit. Come up a little and out and around. It's going to be something more like that. And then we're going to draw in our hairline. It's going to be right here. It's going to come down through here. This is where all of our hair is going to be. And then if we want to draw our beard, same thing. Less lines over here, more lines over here. Draw this, but we don't even have to do it on this side if we don't want to. And then just come down in. And this is where our beard is going to be. Like so. And basically you just copy the same thing over if you want the face to be to the left instead of the right. And then also with the eyes, you see how these eyes don't look like they're on the same position? Well, that's because I drew this eye a little bit too high up. So if you have problems with this, just draw another straight line. You don't have to do like you did over here, like with the forward facing, when you draw like the little cones going like this, so you know exactly where your eyes need to be with where your cheeks are going to be, which are right here at the bottom of the circle, like I explained in the previous episode. You do not have to do that. You could just draw a straight line where the eyebrow meets the cheek, right in the middle. That's where you know the eye is going to be at the end of the face. So just draw a straight line going straight across like that. So then you know, okay, this eye is too high up. This eye needed to be actually more like right about here in this area. So that's how you reposition the face. And then we know that into our shoulders and where our shoulders are going to be, we need to have this be more prominent than on this side. This is coming out. This is actually going to go more straight down right here. And then there's going to be a little bit less prominence here because he's facing this direction. And then we're actually going to have more definition on here. You're going to see more of the chest over here than you are on this side, but we'll get into that eventually. The midsection, the shoulders and arms and all that stuff. That's where we're heading next. But yeah, that's about it. If you have issues like this is... Okay, so I should better explain myself. This is the most common issue that I see a lot of people having a problem with. The eye position, where the eyes should be on faces. So I wanted to make sure that I showed that if without this line, you might accidentally put your eye in the wrong place. And so that's how you adjust. Instead of having to draw this, you really just need a straight line. That's it. So that's going to be it for today's lesson. Hopefully you guys found this informative. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Laters.